Hey you guys, it's Kelly Frederick, Emerald Leader with It Works Global, and I am excited to see you guys today, and tonight I guess, because it's been so long, I feel like, with all the holidays we've had. So tonight we're just going to do a quick review of some of the things we've talked about thus far, and then I want to talk a little bit about commitment versus excitement. So first and foremost, our team has a system that we are trying to implement the best we can, that we will be able to not only better our business but also better our lives in 4 different aspects. And this is something with our team that I really want us to try to do, especially the New Year's coming. It's a perfect time to have New Year's resolutions, and Satema suggests 90 days instead of a whole year because it's a little more achievable. So I'm just going to review Core 4 with you real quickly. So Core 4 has 4 aspects. This is how you set it up. The first one being body. The next one being being. That sounds weird. Can't see. Can you see that? The next is balance. Sorry, my handwriting is not being very good. And then the 4th is business. And the reason that you need all of these, and it's called Core 4, is because if you're imbalanced in any of these areas, you will see it affect the rest of the areas. So how we track that is each section at the end of the week is worth a total of 7 points. I'm sure you guys remember this. And every day is worth a point. And there's 2 different categories in each one. So for body, you want exercise and nutrition every day. If you accomplish your goals there, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, half a point each day. Being, the subcategories are study and meditation. Now, we talked about how to meditate in one of our team calls. So if you have not seen that webinar, make sure that you watch it. Balance. This is our relationship. So relationship 1, relationship 2. And these are as easy as appreciation messages every day. And business, study, and execute. Now, I know a lot of our team is revamping their core. So let's make sure that we get these outcomes. Each one has an outcome, which you guys know, which is a goal. Outcome in each one. And an outcome is, what do you want? What do you really want? Now, I know this can be difficult. I was sitting down last night. I've been pondering and praying about the last couple weeks on how to make my Core 4 better for me. And I was having a hard time with my outcomes, so I encourage you to dig deep and find out what it is that you really want. So there's our Core 4 system. Just wanted to do a really fast review about that before we get into what we're going to talk about tonight. And I hope that what we're going to talk about tonight, is going to propel you into the new year so that you can feel committed and ready for what 2015 is going to bring. So let me get my notes out here. All right, here's what we're going to talk about. Commitment versus excitement. Okay? There's a difference between these 2 things. I want you to ponder that for just a minute. What is the difference between these things? I'm going to write something down. Without commitment, you will not go anywhere. Without commitment, you will not go anywhere. Why is that, do you think? I think a lot of times in this business, we get a lot of this right here, which is excitement. There's a lot of excitement. Think about when you first signed up. Think about when you first hear a motivational call, or anytime you hear a call that just maybe will strike a chord with you. You feel excited. You're energized. But what happens if you don't have this with this? That excitement does this. Here you are. Here's your star of excitement, okay? It goes like this. Woohoo! Oh, just kidding. Because you don't have the commitment. Does that make sense to you guys? Commitment is despite the highs and the lows, you keep going. So coming up in February, I will have been in It Works for 2 years. Okay? Now, I'm not a diamond yet, but if I wasn't committed, I bet you I would have given up already. That's where successful people happen, is with the commitment. So I want to present to you guys, for your consideration, a success model. Okay. This is something that Satema taught Josie that I really liked. Success model. Here's what it looks like. We expect our success to do one of, here, let me go up a little bit, to do this. Right? That's what we expect success to look like. So expected. Does that usually happen? Yes or no? No, it totally does not happen that way. You know, you've all seen this thing, right? I'm going to present to you something slightly different on how success comes about and why that's related to commitment instead of just excitement. Because when we're excited, we expect this straight line to the top to happen, when in reality, it does not. In reality, this is what it looks like. That's probably different than you've ever seen before. So I'm going to label this as reality. And why do you think that I labeled it that way? Because there are certain markers. 3, make sure I'm getting them right. That people hit. This first one here, to be honest with you, is the majority. These are the people that never make it. Ever. They quit before they even start. They're excited to sign and then, just kidding, I don't want to work. That's what this one is right here. I'm going to erase reality real quick so you can see that better. Never make it. This next marker are the people that are good. They're good. They're good at It Works. But what happens? They fall. They quit during hard times. I'm just going to put a negative mark right there. Hard times and negativity. These people usually last like 3 months. Okay? The next marker are people that are average. They're average. They're good. Like, they're good, but they're not like #1 money earner, you know what I mean? But what happens to these people? Are they here on this up yet? No. They fall when it's not what you expect. When it's not this. They fall when it's not what they expect. I guarantee you, team, that there are times that you're going to want to quit, because I've been in it 2 years, and I consider myself a fairly committed person because it's been 2 years and I haven't given up yet. But there's been times that I want to quit. Even recently, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, this is not what I expect. But am I going to stop here? Is this where you want to stop when this is where you could be? This is where the money is. This is where the relationships are that you build. No way am I going to stop here. Okay? So the next one is where I think that the people on this call, the people that are working are, these people are invested, okay? They run their auto ship. They post on Facebook. They talk to people. They use the products themselves. They are still in it despite it not being what you expect, despite the negativity and hard times, despite all the people that quit. They're invested. They're ready to go. Do you see how close the people who are invested are? Look at this. Look at that right there. That's how close they are. So now this X right here, I'm going to pull it down because I can't write that way. These people are stubborn in a good way. They're committed. They show up. And they apply. Now I want to talk about these things right here. There we go. This X right here on this up to success, they're stubborn, which means they don't let their negative self-talk or their negativity around them, or despite what people say, they are still here. Okay, they're stubborn. They're like, I don't care. Committed. They blew past all of these. They're more than invested. They're committed to do what it takes and do what is required. These people on the success, they show up. People that come to these webinars, you guys, yes. They participate, they encourage, they do it, they show up. If you show up, you go up. Now this last one, apply. Successful people not only are invested, stubborn, committed, and show up, but they apply the things that they learn. And that's where the commitment comes in. These people down here are excited until, oh, just kidding. I thought it was going to be this. I'm not excited anymore. These people that even when they're not excited, they're still committed. But you can be excited and committed at the same time. So these people that apply these concepts, they apply the core four, they apply the things that they learn, they are successful. And I wrote down when I was watching a webinar on this, you will never understand until you actually apply it. Now, I struggle with this. Everyone struggles with the application, I think. You feel motivated by something, you want to apply it, you try it, maybe it's not what you expected. So then you fall. But if you keep applying these concepts that you learn, or the thoughts that you have, the feelings, the motivation, if you apply those tools, you are going to be at this X, and then you're going to be here, okay? So you could be motivated by whatever. You could be motivated by me. You could be motivated by your team. You could be motivated by Satema. You could be motivated by Cami Dempsey, #1. You could be motivated by Amber Parker, number 50 earner. But unless you're actually going to do something with that motivation, you are never going to go anywhere. Okay? You just keep doing one of these. Does that make sense? I'm motivated. I go here. Oh. What is it going to take to push you here? I want you guys to consider that. One thing that they have encouraged us to do with Core 4 is write down, why do you want your outcome? Why? Why do you want to lose 10 pounds? Is it going to make you feel better? Is it going to, write down why. We talk about why a lot with It Works, but really digging deep and finding out why those specific things are what's going to motivate you and push you is going to help you apply those tools that you use and just move forward. So, in summary, I'll just use my shirt here. It's black, right? Okay, in summary, commitment. You guys have probably heard this from Satema. This is what it is. You need this. You can have all the excitement in the world, but without this, you are not going anywhere. Commitment. You do what is required. What is required, you guys? And you do it every day. Sorry if you can't read my handwriting. Commitment. Do what I say I'm going to do. So if I say I'm going to do Core 4, you bet your buttons that I'm going to do Core 4. Okay? Going to do. You keep your commitments. You're committed to something, keep it. And then you say, I'm going to sign up 2 loyal customers. You sign up 2 loyal customers by doing what is required. Do you see how this is all going together? First, though, keep your commitments to yourself. Keep commitments to yourself first, because if you can't keep the commitments to yourself, how are you going to keep commitments to others? Okay? Does that make sense? Next, the third one. Act, and I'm going to put in parentheses, powerfully, despite thoughts, feelings, emotions, and mood. Feelings, emotions, moods. How would your life change today if you not just were excited about life and it works, but you were committed? If you did what was required, how might your life and your business and your relationships and your being and your body, how would that change? If you did what you said you were going to do and all you had was your word, would you be successful? Keep those commitments to yourself so that you can keep commitments to others. And act powerfully despite how you feel, what you think, your emotions, and your moods. So that is what commitment is. And I just want to tell you guys that I love you, and I love that you guys show up to these things. And I know that commitment and some of these things can be difficult. I know that. I experienced it firsthand. Core 4, I bit off more than I could chew at first. My outcomes and my daily things were like, are you kidding me? Like, I can't do all that stuff, and I needed to course correct where I was and figure out where I was so I could start from where I was. So I want you to think and consider that success model that I showed to you, and consider the Core 4 and figure out what it is that you want. What do you want? What do you want, you guys? As soon as we know that and we get clear, we are going to be able to apply Core 4. We're going to be able to apply that success model, and we're going to be able to be at peace and be committed to ourselves and others. And the next thing in our team call that I'm going to introduce to you guys is called seductive selling, which is awesome. Oh my gosh. Like, the first time I used seductive selling, I was like bouncing in my seat, okay? So as soon as you know what you want, you can use these tools and you will get what you want. So I love you guys, and we'll talk hopefully next week on our next webinar. And have a good night. Go ahead and post your takeaways in the team page, and I love y'all. Bye.